Chapter 5. A different kind of pressure. The air around Raven continued to thicken with unspoken tension, a heavy atmosphere that seemed to silence the joy and laughter that had once filled the school hallways. She rarely offered cigarettes directly now, but her presence, the casual way she lit up just outside of school, the knowing glances she exchanged with her followers, created a constant low-level buzz of social pressure, a subtle but persistent reminder of her influence. It was like a silent dare, a question hanging in the air. Are you cool enough to break the rules? Are you brave enough to defy authority? Are you strong enough to resist the temptation? One afternoon, Liam and Jake were talking animatedly about a new video game just outside of school, their voices filled with excitement. Raven walked up, her expression bored, listening for a moment before interjecting, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "That game's for babies," Raven insisted, pulling out a cigarette with a flourish. "Real life's got more levels anyway. And better graphics. No respawn or anything. Just one life to live." She lit up, inhaling deeply, a slight tremor in her hand barely noticeable, exhaling slowly, watching Liam and Jake with a knowing gaze. Liam shifted uncomfortably, looking at the ground, his excitement deflating. Jake mumbled something about having to go, his voice subdued, eager to escape the situation. Mina watched this scene unfold from a distance, her heart sinking with dismay. It wasn't just about smoking anymore. It was about Raven trying to make others feel small for their choices, trying to undermine their joy and their enthusiasm, trying to impose her own cynicism on everyone around her. It was a subtle form of bullying, a way of controlling others through pressure and intimidation. She thought about Svetlana, who was still trying to master the nuances of sarcasm, who was still vulnerable to Raven's influence. She worried about Svetlana, about her ability to resist Raven's manipulation, about her safety. Later that day, Svetlana tried out a new sarcastic phrase, eager to showcase her progress. Mrs. Davison had just given back a pop quiz and Svetlana had gotten a perfect score. "Oh, Mrs. Davison," she said, her voice a little too loud, trying for a sarcastic tone, "that quiz was so hard. I almost failed." Mrs. Davison looked puzzled, her eyebrows furrowing in confusion. "Svetlana, you got every answer right. It seems like it was quite easy for you," she said, her voice gentle but firm. Svetlana deflated, her shoulders slumping. "Oh, is not sarcasm?" she asked, her voice laced with disappointment. Anna stepped in gently, her hand resting on Svetlana's arm. "It's good, Svetlana, but maybe not when you're talking about your own success," she explained softly. "Sarcasm often works better when you're complaining about something or making a joke about something bad." Liam, who had heard the exchange, chuckled, a warm and supportive sound. "Yeah, like if you said, 'Oh great, another pop quiz,'" he said, demonstrating the correct tone with a roll of his eyes. Svetlana nodded, trying to understand, her brow furrowed in concentration that was starting to make perfect sense to her. The subtleties of English, especially with sarcasm, were still a challenge, a constant source of frustration, but the more practice she got, the easier it was starting to get to notice. But Mina realized that Svetlana's literal nature, her inability to grasp the hidden meanings, also made her immune to Raven's subtle pressures. Svetlana simply saw smoking as bad for lungs, not as a symbol of rebellion or coolness. It was a strange kind of shield, a protective innocence that made her almost blind to Raven's manipulation. Mina felt a surge of determination, a renewed sense of purpose. She wanted to create something real, something positive and uplifting, something that truly expressed who she was, unlike the fake coolness Raven projected. Her music channel was her answer, her way of fighting back against the negativity and the cynicism that seemed to be spreading through the school. She spent hours picking out a banner for her channel, designing a simple logo that reflected her personality, and recording her first few short song clips, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and fear. It was scary, putting herself out there, exposing her innermost self to the world, but it felt right. It felt like she was finally finding her voice. She was ready to put her own melody into the world, to share her songs with others, to inspire them to find their own voices and to express themselves with honesty and authenticity.